Hi everyone, and welcome to Fading Footsteps, and this episode will be like none other before it because Scratticus has aircon and Scratticus will not be having heat stroke. Yay! Before we go round and see everyone and say hello, please take a moment to check out the links which are being spammed at you in the chat right now, including places you can support us, merch places, places you can find us socially, sponsor information. Big thank you to Major Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing who make this all possible, and there's also a whole bunch of sites where I have discount codes for things, so check that out too. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. We will start on my left with Holly.
Am I turning the right way? Hello.
No.
Oh, well, hello then. I'm Holly. I'm Sagephilia. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can also find me on Twitter at Sagephilia. I'm super excited for this session. It's session 4, guys. We're making some progress. Some things are happening. There might be a keg party involved, or we might get stuck in jail. Who knows? I'm going to go ahead and push it right below me to Owlbear. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. My name is Owlbear, otherwise known as Joff. You can find me on Twitter at Owlbear. That's B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. That's pretty much the only place you can find me right now because I abhor Facebook.
Who are you playing today?
Valid.
Oh, I'm playing Islin Coldwinter. She is a tiny blue teal tiefling cleric.
Okay. I'm excited to meet her. We're gonna go on down to UTTV 32. Oh, hi.
Hey, I'm UTTV32, also known as Derek. You can find me at the same name as UTTV32 on Twitter. And I'm playing Garrett, the Dwarf Rogue.
All right. And last week she wasn't here. She got some great news. We're bumping it over to Abigator Frenzy.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm back. I missed a really awesome episode, but it's okay because I missed it because I had a job interview and I got the job. It's like a big girl job, so yay, excitement. But for right now, none of that matters because tonight I'm going to be playing Puck. They are a changeling, excuse
Challenging.
me. They are very challenging as well. It's true. But yeah, I'm around. I'm here. We're in a prison. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, no problem.
And last but not least, you know him, you love him, you make him nervous all the time. Scrat, Syntagon. Oh, hi.
Hi! I'm playing Syntagon, the wizard apprentice war mage. Well, we're stuck in prison, but I hear there's gonna be a kegger, so, let's go, Holly, oh god!
Looks like we got a nerf.
All right, so brief recap of last session. We start off in the wizard tower, and we had someone bravely hold up the wizard tower while we went to explore it and stop it from falling down. There was a voice speaking to us that may or may not have possibly just a little bit maybe possessed one of our party members, ? We investigated the tower. We found some books. Tower fell down. And we made a little hut. We had a little nap, except for Puck, which curiously stayed up all night making really bad hats. And then we woke up in the morning to people surrounding us. We somehow managed to not fight them. And we performed a random spell we found lying around because that's what wizards do. We got whisked away. We woke up in a different city. And we found notes that we were supposed to meet someone in the prison. So we decided to not break into the prison, not terrorize the guards, but just go in for a tour where we met the lovely Tiffany. Lovely. And then as we were speaking to Tiffany, someone came in and said that they were looking for us. So we are going to pick right back up where Tiffany has informed Syntagon, Puck, and two other fellas, which unfortunately are not with us today, that the wizard has been captured and was asking for them and looked right at them. Syntagon.
Hi! The magic is damped in here, right? Am I remembering that right?
You do not have your magic items.
That's right.
Yeah. Checked them at the door.
I left my book back there as well. I remember last week looking up which spells I could actually do without my spell book, but I can't remember that right now.
Well, I mean, he said that he wanted to talk to you. So, I mean, well, just you two, not those two. You two are free to go. And another guard comes in and grabs a hold of the cleric Joe Brown and the lovely Ella. And as they protest slightly, sort of hauls them out.
Usually when people go free, they don't get hauled out of rooms.
Escorted, I guess I should say. Escorted firmly out.
Oh! Puck, how are you feeling? Sorry, Puck, Belinda.
I'm feeling fine.
Oh.
But I feel magic coming. Very powerful magic coming. I don't know what she's talking about. It has to be the wizard, I guess. I mean, Sentagon, it's up to you. I mean, if you don't talk to him, we'll probably have to hold you here because, I mean, there's sort of a conspiracy thing that I think might be going on.
Oh, hi, Tiffany. I forgot you were here. Yes, we can indeed speak to this wizard.
If you need to use the loo, there's one like right off the edge there, but I'll go ahead and grab him and bring him in. He actually asked to speak to someone else here too. So I'll just grab those two and I'll nip right back over. Okay. And she hustles like out the door. And Gareth, you've been in this city for a minute. Unfortunately, you got caught, but you kind of wanted to because you heard that they were looking for a pretty powerful wizard. And that's something that's pretty up your alley. And as you sit in your cell, waiting, no windows, no door that you can see out of, suddenly a door slides down. And in front of you is a very short human who is wearing the guard's uniform. And she says, "Hi."
Hi.
So you were the one that was talking about magic all the time in your sleep, right?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Well, we actually have someone that wants to see you. He looks kind of wizardy, kind of cleric-y, we're not too sure, but he definitely looks really, really magical. And I mean, the top of the chain says it's okay since we're trying to kind of get to the bottom of this as fast as possible. So if you just want to go into the cafeteria, I'll bring him right in there for you. There's like a little boy in there, like a little tiefling guy. And he's also waiting, so
Lead the way.
okay, follow me, please. And she like walks off and leads you from your cell
Thank you very
here.
much to Madame Gandalf, who gives a reroll to Gareth.
Thank you. Over to the cafeteria, which is this long room there. And she does the same thing where she lowers her hand and a door appears that you're able to walk through. And you see a tiefling who's not probably what you'd call a little boy, but definitely not like a man size.
He's not really like a man.
He's not
like,
he's a big boy, but he's still like kind of, you know, he's an adolescent. And she says, "Okay, I'll go and grab the wizard or cleric. I'm not sure. And I'm gonna grab. I should really I'll call for the expert. Sit tight and bond, you two." And she walks off again, closing the door behind her.
Gareth is going to approach the figure and introducing himself. What are you here for?
This is Syntagon? We're visiting a powerful wizard.
Yes, we are. And suddenly you realize there's someone else in the room that's been like chillingly silent and very not appearing. And they reach out a hand and they're like, "It is good to meet you."
Syntagon tries to cast Expeditious Retreat on Reflex, but I don't think he can actually do it. Oh no, wait, it is just verbal and semantic. He has nowhere to run, but he casts Expeditious Retreat anyway, and like just poofs. I broke things.
So you're just like retreating to like the back of a wall?
I'm gonna use that extra dash to run as far up the wall as I can and then fall down.
Okay. You manage to like get it, like, you know when someone like wall hops and they like touch the top of like the ceiling. You can do that. You can like brush the top of the ceiling and then you kind of just fall down. Make me a dex save to make sure you don't totally embarrass yourself, or an acrobatics if you want to be fancy.
I'm going to use my 50-50 dice.
Yeah.
Critical success.
Hey. So, Syntagon, you run up this wall, you like almost try to cling to the ceiling, and it seems to work for just a second. And then you like land and you do like, you know, superhero landing. And it totally looks like you were just doing like this crazy move, like as an introduction for this strange other person in the room.
Hi.
Pleasure. You shake my hand.
Your friends, these do that often?
Oh, I'm not sure. I was just born yesterday.
Who are you?
My name is Garrett. Here, find the same people you're finding, I guess. Or maybe it's you.
Oh no, I'm not a powerful wizard.
You look like to have some skills in magic still.
Well, I'm learning. I mostly specialize in tactics. Wow, apparently I'm comfortable now. I studied, mixed unit tactics 1 to 5, how to, arms and armaments, volumes 1 to 6, obeying orders and being a squishy wizard, standalone, and healing murder hobos. Is it right? That was a philosophy minor.
Well, that's a good set of skills right there.
Questionable. Puck mainly gives me stick about it, because I one time followed an order and ran away when they told me to.
Puck, as you're sort of floating, dreaming in this warm sort of pool inside of yourself, you hear a voice say, that time that he followed the order, Syntagon. And you almost feel like your memories are kind of like coming in flashes, as though someone is trying to pick through them.
I feel like especially at the mention of Syntagon not following those orders and just the frustration of having been with Syntagon and having him, you know, those people who follow every single step of every plan, no matter what. It's the rules. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed, overanalyzing everything. It's not very Puck, but it is very much Syntagon. So I feel like Puck, they're almost getting agitated thinking about this. Well, because they're really nice and warm and they're just kind of floating.
And you see as Puck's whole body kind of does that twitch, and they say, yes, very angry. We're very angry about this. It's not always following directions that is correct. You're muted. Scrat, you're muted.
Belinda, you're seeming real weird right now.
Belinda Puck kind of looks around and says, something is close. I'm gonna hop over to Iselin. Is that pronounced correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in a big city. Would Iselin be? Big mountain city.
Probably in a temple. Is there a temple district or shrines or?
Oh yeah, there's a temple district. They have pretty much all the big names represented, and then they have sort of a non-denominational like place where those who worship the lesser gods can go and sort of give tribute and personalize their prayers, you know.
Well, if there is a temple of Lathander, she's there. And she is proselytizing. She is basically spreading the word of her Lord Lathander and his wonderful light and how he shines down upon all his beautiful subjects, and that she, Iselin, is there to save their souls and to see them brought into the light.
And as you're going into like this really motivational like climax of like the goods of everything that your god could do for these people, a door opens and a very sturdy dwarf wearing the town guard uniform comes in, makes that eye contact with you, and sort of like crosses his arms and stands near the door in the back until your sermon is finished.
And that's why Lathander is the best.
And there's a couple people there. It's not super busy right now. It's a little bit of like the off time. It's kind of like middle of the day-ish. And the people kind of like a couple of them come up like, oh my gosh, that was so moving. Like, oh, like my dead husband used to worship and I'm just now coming back into it. And they all kind of, you know, give you a little bit of praise and tithe a little bit. And the dwarf continues to stand there in the back, just waiting.
Thank you. That's really. Oh, thank you so much. That's so generous. Thank you. And Islin keeps looking at the dwarf.
As the tithers start to thin, the dwarf will make his approach up, and he says, "I hear you're someone who's real good with the religion thing."
Yes.
Well, you spoke very movingly. It moved me quite to the core. I was wondering if you might be able to do me a favor.
Perhaps. Are you a believer?
I think I know someone who is.
Oh, awesome.
But we're not sure of what. And we'd like your help to figure out of what exactly.
Oh, interesting. This sounds mysterious.
He's our prisoner.
Oh, okay. Did he do something wrong?
We believe he slaughtered many, many people.
Oh my goodness. That's horrific.
Yes, and he's also wanted for crimes against nature, but we have not yet, of course, decided what to do with him.
Okay, and you would like my expertise to what exactly?
To figure out how he did what he did, if it is something divine that he has been invoking.
Oh goodness. Okay.
We're not sure if it's divine, if it's straight arcane, and he's not being very convincing or forthcoming.
It would be my absolute pleasure to help.
Excellent. If now is a good time, milady, I will escort you.
Now's a fantastic time, yes.
Very good. And he kind of like rests his arm on a sword at his belt, and he will lead you off into the prison.
Okay. However he walks, she mimics.
He walks pretty like shouldery, stumpy. Like he's got a place to go, but he makes sure not to go like, I mean, he's a dwarf, so he can't go super fast, but he like will periodically make sure that you're like keeping up and staying in line with him.
Yeah, she's mimicking him as close as she can.
You notice that there's not really a lot of people out and about, despite the fact that it's not exactly like, you know, the hubbub time of the season. of the day, it's surprisingly really not busy on the streets, and he takes you along, just sort of making small talk, like, yeah, I stopped going to church myself after I moved out. Really, it's hard to keep up the tradition when you're not living under the roof of your parents anymore, and with the war and everything going on, it was just it didn't really make sense anymore. I mean, not saying your God doesn't make sense, of course. Just in my life, I just felt it didn't fit in, if you know what I mean.
No, it's absolutely fine if Lathander stops making sense to you. You just need to know that you never stopped making sense to him.
Have you heard of that new god? Google, I think it's called, the God of Knowledge. There was a man passing out leaflets on his way out of the prison, and it was quite strange. You don't really hear of new gods very often.
No, Google, you say?
It's that or Google. I couldn't really. We couldn't figure out which one it was.
Okay.
Not heard of it yet.
No, This one is new to me. I will have to keep my ears open.
Well, the gods move in mysterious ways, I suppose.
They do.
You're coming up to the prison, and he says, "It's fine." He waves to two guards. This is our expert here, and kind of opens the doors for you. You notice as you pass through that there are bins full of books and objects behind like the guard station, where maybe like they're prisoners, maybe they're visitors, maybe they're the guard stuff, but it's just like bins full of things.
Ooh.
And he takes you back, and you notice that as you're walking through the hallway, there are clearly rooms on either side of you, but there are no doors and no windows. And he gets to one particular wall, and he goes like this, and a door appears there. And he says, "Right in here, they should be out momentarily with the prisoner. These two are three. There's three now." And he looks in and says, "Possibly co-conspirators, we're not sure, but if you can find out anything about them, it'd be much appreciated."
Okay, just in here.
Yes, it looks like a cafeteria.
Okay. And Islin, without any thought or concern that this is even remotely weird, just walks in.
So you see a tiefling, you see a rogue, and you see a kind of like looks almost like they're not really a consistent right now kind of form. Humanoid definitely, but like almost like they're hazy around the edges, steaming slightly, and looking very like not moving naturally kind of way.
Hello.
Hello.
Ah!
Iselin gets a reroll from Madame Gandalf. Thank you very much, Alex.
Alex, thank you, Alex.
Hi. How are you? Oh God, there's more of us. We're just getting up in the numbers.
Hi, pleasure to meet you. My name is Iselin Coldwinter. How are you?
I'm good.
My gosh, you're young.
I'm old enough to drink, thank you.
Okay, I won't ask what you're drinking. And Islin turns to the dwarf, correct? Gareth?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, my name is Islin. How are you?
My name is Sarduk. How can I help you? And it's just like...
And Islin is checking the strength of your handshake and studying you in the eye and just getting a measure of you. And then Islin will turn to the changeling.
Hello.
Hello.
You take my hand and we shake it. Looks at Centagon, right? This is the normal interaction.
Yes, normal interaction. My friend's going through a bit of a stage.
Iselin wistfully looks at what was a door. Okay. Okay.
As you take this hand, it is like very warm and kind of wet, almost like if someone just got out of the bathtub and then like shook your hand. And as you pull your hand back, it's like kind of steaming a little as well.
Pleasure.
He. And at that moment, Puck gets very straight. And actual Puck, you feel all of the sudden awake floating in this pool. And you can see around you, but you feel almost like you can't control your own body or speak. And you feel like someone else is moving you. If you've ever been under like a charm person type of spell, that's sort of what you're feeling. And it's the strangest sensation until the door opens again, and through it comes a man. He's a human. He's dressed very plainly, but has displays of something. It's a symbol on his chest. And he's like salt and pepper. His hair's pulled back in a ponytail. He looks very casual as he walks through the door with the very small human woman. And he looks right at Puck and says, "Oh, now, this won't do at all." And he goes like this. And Puck, you feel yourself come back into your body, and you feel something else almost seem to shrink back into the back of your mind.
I have a feeling that Puck, at this, that was not normal. That was thank you, sir.
Kent, my name is Kent.
Puck, it's wonderful to meet you. Syntagon?
Syntagon runs and hugs Puck. Puck, you're back!
Very taken aback by this. Puck's like, yes, I'm back.
Welcome, Raiders.
But the Raiders. Where are we? What are we doing? Who are these people?
We're in prison. We came to see the wizard, which made perfect sense because we went into the wizard's tower, and the tower.
Actually, one moment, please. He looks right at Tiffany and smiles and says, "Darling, I think the prisoner who serves this food would love to have an excursion, don't you?"
The prisoner doesn't have a tongue. They ripped out its tongue.
She is like, "Well, yeah, I think an excursion would be lovely."
Oh,
and
God, what are they gonna do to the prisoner? Okay,
she
Puck,
collects him
I need to bring
and
up to speed
leaves.
so badly.
All right, so now I believe we are free to talk. You are, of course, Syntagon, Garrett.
What do you mean?
Puck?
Of course, Syntagon. I'm just a Syntagon. No, I'm not a Syntagon. Maybe I'm not. I mean, how would? Oh, hi.
I think you misunderstood of my identity. My name is Sarduk.
I could have sworn when I was scrying it was a different name I saw. But magic crystal balls, they can be finicky, you know.
And who are you?
I'm Kent. I am he
wizard.
smiles very strangely and says, "I am a healer."
I think this is the wizard.
Yeah, Puck. Look, like the prison's really racist. They like grab elves and cut out their tongues and stuff. It's horrible. I'm not sure what an excursion is, but I feel really bad for that prisoner.
Oh, he won't be harmed, most likely.
Oh, God. He can hear everything we say.
Well,
You weren't really trying to hide. Wait, what is this I hear about elves?
we are in Valcognon. There is the war.
So every elf that you meet, you just... Oh, there's an elf. We're gonna cut off a tongue.
I don't, of course, but I'm not from this place. I don't like their ways. He kind of like shrugs casually.
What's an excursion?
All right, Kent. I don't know what that is, but whatever was in my mind. Again, it's not usually how things work, and it seemed like you helped me. However, eventually, if you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate an explanation to that. And also, I'm very interested to hear what's going on here. And I kind of hug. Oh, and hi, new people. I'm Puck.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't think I remember seeing you. Why are you here? You are not hunting me. Or are you?
To be clear, we weren't hunting, were we? Were we hunting? Were we hunting? I don't think we were hunting.
I forget what we had to do with the wizard. Out of character.
Maybe hunting is a bit of an exotic term for what's been happening, but in pursuit of, I believe, might be a better term.
And the Syntagon's just taking up like the corner of their robe and just wiping sweat away.
He kind of looks at Iselin, patiently confused.
I'm just pleasure to make your acquaintance. And again, I'd like to take his hand and get a good look.
As he takes your hand, his grip is surprisingly rather firm, and he pulls it in for a suave little kiss and gives it back. Pleasure is all mine, of course.
Oh, again. Thank you, yes.
And you are a worshipper of...
Lathander.
Lathander. I don't really follow that god.
Oh, who do you follow?
My god, of course. He gestures to the symbol on his chest. You may roll a religion to try to figure out what it is.
Yay.
Can I just ask Google, eh?
Okay. You're pretty knowledgeable in the arts of religion. This is not a god that you are familiar with. Having just heard of Google, it's possible it's some like niche god that you've not heard of before, but definitely not like someone in your circle of like, it's not one of the big name religions. It's not even like one of the like smaller name religions that are practiced like interspersedly.
It's a new upstart religion.
Potentially, or it's nothing at all.
Can I check if he's saying the truth, considering that I'm looking for a wizard, but he's actually presenting himself as a healer?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
As long as L. Ron Hubbard did not create this religion, whatever.
Okay, so looking at him, clerics don't really dress like that. And you're pretty sure you saw a wand in one of his pockets. This is not a cleric. Whether or not he's a healer, but he is definitely a wizard. Like, maybe he heals people, but he's definitely a wizard.
All right, so Garrett will approach him, intending his hand,
A pleasure to meet you.
and holding back, getting bit closer to him. So, boy, maybe you should stop this masquerade. You're clearing up. A cleric.
He kind of like looks a bit impressed and says, well, cleric might be a bit of a stretch. He kind of like eases back as much as you will let him if you're still holding on to his hand. And he says, I suppose if you tell the right people what you are, you'll find the right people coming to you. So, for example, if he gestures to Puck, if this one here said that they were actually some sort of crazy science experiment gone wrong, they would get all sorts of arcane inquisitors after them. But if they simply said that they were an adventurer, they would get more like, and he gestures to Centagon. So, saying I'm a healer and spreading that word out, it got me people that needed to be healed. People with strange problems.
I guess we have the same philosophy. He's like letting his hand go. By the way, you were right. I'm Garrett.
Why the second name?
Let's say that you don't say your name openly to people when they're looking after you or you're looking after them in the first place.
You are looking for a wizard.
Indeed. I'm looking for informations on a wizard.
I am also looking for a wizard. Perhaps we can help each other. Although we may not be looking for the same wizard, it's not exactly like we're rare. He gestures to Centagon again.
Oh, why do you keep gesturing to me? Every time Centagon's flinching. Oh, Jesus. I mean, oh, Google.
Google. Okay. Well, I suppose I should apologize to you as well, ma'am. This is not actually a god. Like I said, it's just helpful to go the 9 yards. I have noticed corruption spreading.
You are impersonating a man of faith? You have no faith?
I have faith in many things.
But a god is not one.
I believe in the gods.
Which ones?
All of them, probably. I mean, scientifically, it's highly probable that all of them could exist all at once. Logically. And whether or not they reveal themselves to us, I mean, that's their prerogative. They are gods. They are beings of divine power. They choose what they decide to do with themselves.
Interesting.
You disagree? You believe there is only one god?
No, I am. There is a whole pantheon. I dedicate myself to Lathander, the Lord of Light. I am his vessel, and through me, his will be done. I am a cleric, I am a healer. I'm a little perturbed that you were pretending to be a healer of sorts.
Oh, well, if you will, observe. And he reaches back out to Puck and does this, and you feel yourself slipping back as something else surges forth. And if you would want to roll me a perception, Isolde, a perception or an insight or an arcana to try to figure out what is going on, I will allow any of those.
Okay, insight.
You can tell something is like shifting very strange, and Puck, almost as you become fully disconnected, he moves his hand and you kind of surge back again. You see, this one here has been corrupted. There is it would be easier to show you, of course, but quite immoral, and I'm not exactly in the practice of fusing a non-elemental being with an elemental being, but it appears that somebody on this plane has decided that was a good course of action. which I believe is who you are hunting.
Wait. Puck is very disturbed, and I also like the headcanon that while Puck is Puck, you can see them, remember them. As Puck is shifting, it's almost like you forget their face whenever you look away. You can't quite remember. You remember vague shapes, but as they come into themselves, what do you mean non-elemental and elemental beings? It's not...
Oh, well, Genasi exists. They are elemental beings. If you fuse a Genasi and a Genasi, you get a corrupted Genasi, but still a Genasi at the end of the day. But if you fuse, let's say, an earth elemental and a human, there's dire consequences. I have been trying to separate the two and heal them. When people are desperate for healers, they approach the strange, creepy tower in the middle of the foothills with the weird flowers out front.
Is that your tower?
Yes, although I imagine the lava has broken free of containment by now.
Yep.
Yep, that's what happened. The lava broke free of containment. Yep, that's the thing. Nothing.
It's a damn spell. I haven't corrected it yet. You have to keep recasting it, and of course, if I'm hauled out of my tower in some carriage by some dwarves...
It's a real shame the whole tower came down because of the lava and absolutely nothing else.
Yep. See, I'm understanding that. I'm more concerned of the way you just made me disassociate, not become myself, not fully in control of my own actions. I would like some more information about what that's about, please and thank you.
Well, I've been practicing quite a bit trying to tear the two apart, but unfortunately, there have been many setbacks. And Syntagon can remember, and Puck, as you're trying to focus and think, something unbidden flashes in your mind of a room whose bottom is carpeted with corpses with strange runes carved into the backs of their necks. You don't remember seeing this, but it seems much more recent than your memories from episode 1.
Wait, so Syntagon remembers this?
Oh yeah, we saw that last week. It was real spooky, but I learned a new spell out of it.
That wasn't Puck. That was just all me. You'll have to fill me in about what happened when I wasn't here, because that's very worrying. Also worrying that you would find a spell.
Well, actually I found 2 spells, but I've only performed 1 so far.
Yes, the one that brought you here.
Yeah, that was real strange.
Yes,
There were some people coming to hunt you as well, I think, but we managed to convince them that we're nice people and they left.
Very well done. I just went quietly and, well, as a result, they didn't exactly check me as well as they should have. And he kind of smirks and leans back a little bit.
Scrat is trying to remember, did they actually leave and go nicely, or did we kill them?
They let you go, you let them go.
Oh, yeah. Playing a wizard, sometimes you fireball, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, whatever. So wait. I'm connected to an elemental somehow.
Yes, it's living inside of you right now like a parasite. I could try to wrench it free from your body, but you would probably die.
Why don't more people know about this? We should start an Elemental Health Awareness Day.
I have been trying to spread the word, but unfortunately, I have been discovered by other sources. He kind of gestures to the prison, who wish to extract information quite forcibly from me and potentially use it to their own benefit. You see, I don't know exactly who's behind this fusion experiment.
You see Puck's form almost start to morph, and a look of almost absolute fury is on their face. So the people here are responsible not only for planting a parasite in me, but also planting a parasite in Lord knows how many people.
Potentially, but just as likely it's the other country. I mean, both of them are at war. They're looking for a way to destroy each other. What better way than...
Okay, yes. So we still don't know which nation. I'm sorry, go ahead. And I kind of gesture towards the Gareth and Islin. I'm sure you have stories too. I need time to process. Got parasite. Kind of muttering to myself, no, fucking parasite. When did this happen?
He kind of like takes the measure of each person and he cocks his head and says, they're talking about not letting any of us go. I'm afraid I've sort of put you in a pickle here by association.
But.
Do you really think that President can stop me? Now that I have a clue to where to search for. I don't have any business here.
So you have a plan to escape then?
Of course. My whole plan was to get in, to get informations. Now that I have that information, I can get out.
Very good. You can break us all out then.
No, wait, there's been a mistake. No, I'm not supposed to be here. And Islin will hurry over to where the door was and pat on the wall. Hello?
It's definitely solid.
Oh, excellent.
I have a really important question, Mr. Wizard.
Yes.
The books on your top shelf, which we found the spell, and I might or may not have filled my bag with to protect the most important spell books, of course, and no other reason. Would they be incriminating in any way?
Oh, incredibly.
Oh.
But also very, very helpful. Did you bring them here?
They were probably in the evidence room by now.
Oh, the room with all the barrels full of books? Oh.
I guess we need to stop there. I need my equipment to go there first.
I need my spellbook.
So... You're just going to approach the wall? Oh, God.
Well,
So,
I have a solution.
Well,
You see this cloak I wear, it's connected to everything that I have near me that is mine. I sign all of my books. You might call it a bit pompous, but it's useful. It can teleport some of you to that room. As for getting you out, he raises his hand and says, I can't really offer you any other assistance beyond getting to where my books are.
I have another problem. If we break out of jail, does that make us fugitives?
Is it a concern of yours to be fugitives from these? And he, gestures to where the cook had been.
Well, I mean, I was supposed to be going to a kegger with some of the police this evening, and I was kind of looking forward to it.
I grab Sintigan on the shoulders and Puck, look. You were going to a kegger with people who cut off elves' tongues?
I think it's only the one. They might have a nice friend. I can't judge a whole group based on one experience with one person.
Okay, next time we're going to field all interactions. Hopefully I'll be here the entire time, so I haven't met these people. I feel like I need to keep and yeah. Puck is very concerned. What have you gotten yourself into, young man?
I don't think they'll let you out just because you know something. He looks at Iselin. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought you here. I don't know if you are a particularly gifted healer or have particularly strong stances on views, possibly anti-war views, but There is a reason they chose you and no other healer.
Oh, that's great.
I am sorry for the problems it might cause.
Okay, so how do we resolve this? How do I get out of here?
I can take you as far as this evidence room, but that's as far as I can take you. From then, if you have an escape plan, by all means.
Oh.
Yeah. Gareth, is that your name? What should I call you? I don't.
You can call me Garrett, and I guess we
Okay.
can drop the disguise.
Okay. Gareth. I know we haven't known each other very long. However, you said you did have a plan to get out. I know that you were hunting a wizard. We don't know if this is necessarily the wizard, but you can't very well just kill a wizard in a prison. Why don't we just escape outside and then you can kill the wizard there? Or get information about the wizard or whatever you have to do.
Or we could go to the kegger. He kind of gives a smile. What better information about this potential other wizard and how much this country knows about what's going on than from the police force themselves? All it would take are some simple disguises, right?
Oh, I've got this. I'm good at disguises.
Well, that's a plan. And for my other plan to get out of here, before knowing that we get access to like a magical capes, I was going to like study this actual walls, and there are always like a traps or something where we can just activate it from the outside or inside.
Oh, well, be rest assured that you'll probably be locked in the evidence room.
Well, I will have my tools, so it would be much easier to get out after.
Yeah, and if I find my spell book in there, then I can open doors. That's a spell I know. I can make doors open.
If you could find the door, I suppose.
Oh god, if it's like this room and there's no doors, then that jeopardizes a lot of things. I do also know fireball.
Well, if the walls are made of stone, like I am assuming it is here, well, it's not that easy to find like the cracks where the door was supposed to be. I'm pretty much good at that kind of knowledge, considering my heritage.
He kind of like sits down at one of the tables and he says, "So, when do we break out then?"
What kind of breakout is this gonna be exactly? Are we going for a subtle, stealthy breakout? Or more of a smash holes in walls breakout?
I've never been in prison before. I'm not sure what works more effectively.
I'm not even sure I'm old enough to be in this prison.
The first option is usually the better, but in case that we get caught, the second one would come in.
There are probably patrols, but I'm not exactly sure they're rounds as I just got here.
Oh god, they have trolls.
Did you fail out of Wizard Academy, Syntagon?
No. I haven't finished studying yet.
Is this your field study trip then?
Yep.
He's doing a good job. He's learning, and he's made a lot of progress.
And apparently I also put on a play. It was a crazy night. Tuesday nights, you know, student night.
Which play?
It was, Mobbuth. You know, to die or not to die.
Ah, yes, I've heard of that one before. But I've never seen it performed. I had very little patience for the performance arts back in.
Anyway, we should really get back to the point at hand, which is how we're going to escape.
Right. Well, the cloak can be activated at any time, and as I said, you may go through it. Unfortunately, I cannot use it. It's dead useful for assistance, but not really useful for the wizard himself. So you'll.
Unfortunate.
I mean,
come back.
I know what my bag looks like. If they haven't taken everything out of the bag, maybe they kept it together. If not, then I know what my spell book looks like, and maybe I can find things.
Would you like to go now, or would you like to wait?
Syntagon?
What are the pros and cons to both?
At that point, Garrett would just like walk towards like Kent and just like taking the cape and just like, how does it work?
Yeah, he unlatches it and he lays it on the ground, and a la Bugs Bunny, it's like a hole just appears.
Hang on a minute, I've seen this before. Is that just a portable hole? Are you gonna put us in your portable hole? Will we suffocate? You can suffocate in a portable hole, you know. You have to put vents in your portable hole, otherwise your people will suffocate. I had someone do that back at college with a rat. They decided to put it in a portable hole for a few weeks. It was not pretty.
Yeah.
He touches like where the brooch is on it, and you can see instead of just blackness, it changes to be a room that is very full of things. As long as I touch it, it will teleport you to my things.
Okay, I'm game.
Throw a jump!
Okay, through the rabbit hole, through the rabbit hole, through the rabbit
I'm
hole.
going. Puck is ready.
You may stay here if you wish, ma'am, but the guards will notice there are only 2 of us left in here.
And jumps through the hole.
As you all in sequence jump through this hole, you're jumping like down and you're coming out of a wall and just sort of like landing on the floor. You're probably like a foot or so off the ground, so it's nothing dramatic. And there's just stuff everywhere in these piles and bins. And it's pretty like dark, like keyword dim light in this room. The light that you can see seems to be from like little areas on the wall that maybe like light up under some circumstance, but they don't seem to be active right now.
Syntagon would like to cast Detect Magic, which does not require his arcane focus because it's only verbal and semantic.
Can you post that text for me so I can tell you all the wonderful things that you're finding?
He is.
I feel like there's going to be a lot.
He is specifically looking for powerful evocation magics.
This whole room lights up. There is like good stuff in here. You can sense evocation. You can sense illusion coming from the entirety of the room itself, as well as what's in it. You can sense some I'm blanking on it, like shielding magic. That one.
Oh my god, there's transmutation, evocation, necromancy. Oh my god, there's so much magic.
And as you're looking around, roll me either an Arcana or a Perception check if you're trying to hone in on your specific magical signature.
Actually, he's not trying to hone in on his magical signature. He's trying to hone in on the most powerful thing in the room.
Oh my god.
Okay. There's definitely some powerful jujus. You can, just as you're like, you can also like smell out where your book is, but in addition to that, you feel something very strongly necrotic coming from one of the shelves, and the next strongest is the illusion magic that's coming off of the walls and the floor and the ceiling itself.
Hang on a minute, everyone. I'll be right back. I think I might detect something interesting over here. It might be an artifact or something. I'll be right back. Bye!
Wait, Synagogue, don't do anything stupid! Sit at...
We don't have time for this. We gotta get out of here.
There's no stopping him. He's...
Side note, if we're trying to be quiet, we might make stealth rolls in this room.
Syntagon is not. Syntagon is running towards that necromantic thing.
Dear Lord!
He still have expedition retreat on, so he's moving at like triple speed.
Okay. Running at triple speed. As you run through all of these artifacts and things and boxes and stacks of things, you eventually get to where you're seeing this signature. And it is a hand grasping a bunch of keys. And the hand seems exceptionally dead.
Oh. I look around to see if my party are looking at me, and without caring if they are or not, I grab the hand and put it in my jacket and then look at them defiantly.
Oh.
As you grab the hand, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Dear God.
boy. Constitution.
Great. It's fine. Everything's fine.
So as you grab this hand and your hand closes around it, suddenly you notice that you're gripping a tiefling hand. And you look down at your hand and it is rotten and dead. The keys are now in the tiefling hand.
Whoa! What does it do? Can I still move my hand?
It is just grasping this hand. You can't ungrasp it. So you can like move your hand, but you can't ungrasp this hand.
Can I do an Arcana check to try and figure out what it does? How it works?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, here comes the next nat one. Woof!
So as you're looking at this and you're like, oh, barnacles, what have I done? It seems to just be something a really big jerk would have made to trick their enemies into, oh, keys, like I can get into so many places, I could do so many things. And then as they grab it, their hand switches with it. And they lose their hand for whatever hand was on there. The keys, as you're looking at them, seem to be magical in nature. But it is even beyond anything that you've studied. You're not really sure what they do, and you can't really get at them to examine them.
I just put both hands inside my cowl and hope no one notices.
As Puck is staring directly at you, and anyone whose passive perception is above, let's say, an 8 can see you.
Hi, everyone! Turns out there wasn't a magic item over here at all. It was just a blip. If you would like me to roll deception, I will gladly choose to fail. Choose to fail.
Was it worth it?
What do you mean worth it? I don't know what you mean. Worth what? Mm-hmm.
The keys.
Do you need help?
Oh my god, help me! Look at my hand!
As Centagon holds up his disgusting, gross, mummified, horrible, rotting hand, you can smell it. It is nauseating. Normal tiefling hand is grabbing the keys.
Maybe if I just like cut it off, maybe I can reattach it. You're a cleric, right?
Yeah, let's try that.
Can you just weld things back together? Is that how it works?
I could try something. It may work. I do have the ability with some diseases and afflictions to cure them, and maybe this counts. Let's find out, shall we? Stop touching things. Please stop touching things.
Please.
She's qualified. And
I will cast Lesser Restoration on Syntagon.
we cut the arm first. Because I'm looking for a weapon just to slash up straight up the arms so we can.
There are weapons.
Both of them.
There are normal mundane weapons in here. There are some that look distinctly like dangaroos, like they're like chained up and stuff, like that. It's like a keep out sort of sign on them. But there are some normal ones as well that are just sort of like stuck in a bin, like umbrellas in an umbrella case.
Let's call slicing the hand off Plan B. Let's try Plan A, and then we'll slice the hand off.
I really appreciate you right now. I think the work you do is wonderful.
You owe Lathander so much. Be healed! And I cast Lesser Restoration.
So as you cast Lesser Restoration on this hand, it heals to not be this cursed, disgusting hand anymore and drops the hand that was holding the keys. It is definitely not a tiefling hand. You have restored the hand. Syntagon's hand is still clutching these keys that are now on the floor. And Syntagon, the hand that you feel is totally well healed and very well moisturized. Perhaps elvish?
I tentatively reach down and pick up Syntagon's hand.
As you pick up Syntagon's hand, your hand becomes a tiefling hand.
Why would you do this? Puck is just looking with absolute disbelief.
You're unable to let go of the hand
Plan
that
B.
is now your hand holding the keys.
Just looking at everyone. Plan B.
I've made a terrible mistake.
How many times can you cast
Alright,
Lesser Restoration?
Let's shove this thing.
Oh no. How many times can I cast Lesser Restoration?
It is
3 times! I can cast it 3 times!
Wait,
Okay.
maybe if you do it to you first, and then you pick it up again, it'll swap with your hand, and you'll get your hand back, and then you can cast, and then I can pick it up, and it'll do it to me too.
Oh my goodness, just a second. Yeah, do lesser restoration on yourself, please. Please.
Please don't
Okay.
slice my hand off just yet. I think we got this. It might take all of our spell slots, and we may be useless for the rest of the episode, but it might.
Look, dear Lathander, I made a boo-boo. Love it too.
You let go, and you have this very nice tiefling hand, strangely calloused. You wouldn't expect a wizard to have such calluses, really.
Nobody touched that.
Obviously.
Why don't you touch it and see if your hand swaps back?
I'm tempted.
That's just logic, right?
I kick the hand towards Syntagon. No.
It scuttles across the floor, not in a creepy, crawly, handy way, but like just a...
Love it.
Careful, that's your hand! Oh, you've made one of the knuckles bleed.
Yeah, I don't think I was gonna use Mage Hand, but I do not have Mage Hand. Yeah, I don't got anything for this. Let's say,
I feel like I have to change the music for this.
oh my god,
Something more exciting.
or dopey.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Puck is tired of this. Puck is usually very curious and very like, oh yeah, I want to see how this works. This is some necromantic crap. I'm not dealing with this right now. People are just being stupid, so or they're going to just cast Eldritch Blast. If I could find it in my...
Don't destroy his hand!
Wait, is it actually somebody's hand? Is it still...
It's Isolin's hand.
It's my hand.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't cast... never mind.
Isn't
I
it
was
like-
about to say, if it was still the elf's hand.
Isn't
Yeah,
it-
I don't have anything to cure you. I've got cure
Currently-
wounds, but it's not
Currently, Syntagon has an elf hand, Isolin has Syntagon's hand, and Isolin's hand is grasping the keys.
Look, Isolin, you should grab your hand, and hopefully it'll come back, and then you have the hand, and then I can grab it, and then I get the tiefling hand, and then the elf hand is back there, and then we need to find the poor elf who had the hand chopped off, and give them their hand back.
Let's pretend that works.
I'm just gonna like.
So you're
lean
gonna
over.
grab it?
Yeah, sure. I pick up the hand again.
Switches back. You have your own hand back.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
Stuck on the tiefling hand with keys.
Oh. Okay, this is a slight improvement.
Maybe
Does
if I
anyone
grip it,
have-
maybe if I grip it at the same time, we can save on lesser restoration spells.
Does anybody see a dead hand or a corpse hand anywhere in here?
I came in to make one.
Yes, please make something that looks like a hand.
But I want my hand.
If you want to roll a perception to see if you can find something you can cobble together into being a hand, you may do that.
Well, see, wait, would that give you your hand back if you? I'm trying to think logically because I really haven't been paying attention to how the magic hand works.
I just like now that's my hand. Now Iselin, you just have to drop it, and then I can grab the hand.
Well, if you touch your own hand in his hand, does it work? Let's try that.
I'll try it. I just grab my hand in Iselin's hand.
So as you both grab these hands together, it is almost like a roulette where hands just keep ticking and you feel your hand switching to being like tiefling elf.
Oh
Just
no!
like- Neither of you can let go.
Do I get my hand?
Periodically.
Oh god! Okay.
Everybody, come in on this. Come on.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Iselin, we need to do this like timing, right? So like what we'll do is we'll get in the rhythm of the switches, okay? We'll see if there's a pattern, and then you cast this restoration when we get down to like 1.
Oh my. Okay. I've got this. I got
Okay,
this.
so 3, 2, 1, right hand's free, 2, 1, right hand's free, 2, 1, right hand's free, 2.
Okay, so are you casting lesser restoration on the hand with the keys,
Oh no.
the hand attached to you, or the hand attached to Syntagon?
Oh God.
What would Iselin do? Iselin is casting on Syntagon's hand.
Okay. Wait, Syntagon's hand or like Syntagon's hand? The one attached to Syntagon. Okay.
The one since the tiefling. No, wait, I've got the tiefling hand. The elf hand.
So the whatever hand is attached to Syntagon, you are casting on that. Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Yes,
So-
because Iselin wants to help other people.
You're timing it. Make me what roll should you make for getting that timing right? I want to say sleight of hand to get it just right.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh god, you have a reroll! Alex gifted you a reroll!
Yes, I want to use Man of Gallon.
Okay. You may reroll.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
I don't believe it!
Uh,
Come on, Lathander, can't you see we need a hand?
So as you're timing it just right, and you cast it, and your timing is really not there. You cast it, and the hand falls down. No one is still gripping it. You have your own hand. Syntagon still has an elf hand.
Oh,
I'd call that a win.
I need to mute myself. Sorry.
I really liked my hand. It was really pretty. I just did my nails.
It's a lovely hand. I'm so sorry. Let's go. Let's carry on.
I'm gonna accept this burden, and I'm just gonna pick up the hand again.
All right. So you have one hand that is occupied with being stuck to a hand.
Yeah, but it's my hand, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
just-
now have your hand attached to you and an elf hand holding keys in your hand.
This is good enough. At least I have my hand. I'm happy.
You're on your own now, kid.
So as we have these comedy of errors, Gareth, what are you up to? At the ready to chop some hands off?
Yeah, I was getting ready to chop some ends, and when they managed to do something, it was like, all right, and getting back to looking for my gears and trying to find out to open the door.
Okay. Roll me perception or investigation to find your gears, and then to find how to open the door. Do you have any trap-related proficiencies?
I have a thieves tool, mason tool.
Baby.
Oh,
Not that dramatic, honey.
thank you very much, Alex, who gives another reroll to Joff.
Okay. So you can roll with added proficiency, either investigation or perception, to find any sort of seam on the door, using your thieves tools, if you can find them.
Okay, so the first perception was for the gear or for
the gear. Yeah.
Okay.
So as you're looking through, you can find some of your things. Girl, I swear, you can find some of your stuff. It seems like it's scattered along around several bins, and in addition to some of your things, you're also finding a lot of books that have the name Kent written inside of them.
Hey boy, I think I found your book. He's like looking at Syntagon.
Oh, great! I'll come running over.
There are many of the books that you were hauling. They don't seem to all be still in your pack. You notice that they are in a completely different area from where you detected your spell book.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just go and grab my pack. I think it's over here somewhere. I'm gonna go run over to where I got my spellbook ping.
As you approach where you got your spellbook ping, you shake out like some stuff that isn't yours. Gareth, you hear your things clattering around by Syntagon.
Oh. I think you get my stuff too.
Oh, okay, sorry. Is it in my pack?
It's like some of it's like attached to kind of like one of the straps on the side, and it's just like sort of like one of those tangled messes where it's like thieves' tools inside of like the length of rope that's like kind of attached to another bag and stuff like that.
Oh, I'll just pick it all up. Like just come staggering over with too much stuff. I think I've got everything! It's all tangled. They didn't do good rope maintenance.
Alright. And he's getting there trying to untangle the stuff in the gate. Preparing his own pockets.
Yeah, you do so. And then you can look at the doors or slap something on or whatever. Yeah.
It's not that cruel. Looking at the door like, wow. The bane of my life. And perception.
Nice. So as you're looking at this door and you've got your thieves tools out and you're like kind of like taking a crowbar and kind of like tracing along like where you think cracks might be, you see towards the top there seems to be at one particular place in the wall a sort of sensor reader, like a pressure plate, and you're pretty sure that if you were to press that, it would slide back and you could do that thing that you've seen them now do several times of whooshing their hand down as they open the door.
That's what I call the security. Pretty much easy to open.
Do you open the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we open the door, we've got all our stuff, right?
Yeah, everyone sort of piece together their stuff.
All of my stuff and a elf hand. Got it.
Yep.
Were the guards or whatever in the prison, were they wearing a certain uniform?
Mm-hmm.
Since I am a changeling, can I make myself look like Tiffany?
do you have the uniform also, or will you be wearing your clothes?
Oh, I'd probably be wearing my clothes. I forgot I can't actually change clothing.
Because you can make yourself look like Tiffany. You'll just be in your clothes.
That's fine.
It's
Well,
fine.
do-
You wanna do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Puck.
No, it's. Oh my gosh, no. This is Puck.
I know. You just look different, Puck.
As you whoosh the door down, you see a guard with their back to you, directly down the hall, walking away from you.
Let me take care of them, Puck.
God, just stop. I know, but you gotta stop.
Are you guys speaking at normal level? Or
No,
are you
I'm-
being whispery?
Whispering, but this voice I can't actually do at quiet level.
Totally like whispery.
We're totally whispering.
You hear the footsteps go around the corner. And everyone make me a perception roll.
I always hate turning into people like this. It's just, this is not.
Syntagon's very distracted.
It's Puck. Syntagon, just imagine Puck in your mind. Same person.
You look different every 5 minutes.
So as we're all being very tense, except for Syntagon and Puck, listening as hard as we possibly can, you're able to hear Syntagon, nothing. Puck, you are able to hear this guard as they turn around the corner, and it seems like they are still continuing to walk down the hallway.
Okay.
And with a 19, you will be able to hear the sounds of another guard as they seem to be approaching from the direction that the previous guard was going towards. And with a 22, as you are being like peeking out, looking, you can also hear a guard that's coming from this direction, as well as conversation from beyond what sounds like another entryway over here.
So where should we go?
Do we know where we were, the cafeteria?
You went on a tour before, and Gareth, you would know that where the storage closet is or the evidence, whatever, is in relation to the cafeteria.
Yeah, like at the front of the door, I would just point out the direction, but not saying any words. And just
Okay. Hey. 10-4. Got it.
Should I try and sneak too? Syntagon will raise his robe slightly, revealing his high-heeled hooves, and try and sneak.
Roll me a stealth.
Turns out that Syntagon also dances in his high-heeled hooves.
Apparently. So everybody make a stealth check as we enter the hallway, unless you are planning on being obvious in whatever that means to you.
No. I make mine with disadvantage.
Okay. So there seems to be like some confusion with the plan because we have Puck like looking like Tiffany, and Syntagon is sort of looking to Gareth to be like, okay, like how do we go from here? And Gareth is like, okay. And so Syntagon and Gareth are like, okay, go real quiet, guys. And then Puck and Iselin, who are kind of looking at each other, are like, okay, so the plan is that Tiffany is taking us out. And Iselin, who was never supposed to be here in the first place, is like, oh no, yeah, these guys are clear, and is gonna sort of like be grandiose enough to like keep them sort of in the background. So this is how we exit the storage closet.
Yeah, Syntagon's putting so much effort in. He isn't not trying to unimpress Puck.
I love that just the form of this Tiffany girl, and Syntagon's just like,
You suddenly look my age and give off the right pheromones.
Perfect. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
so you walk out, and how does this sound, Puck? How does this go? Puck and Iselin, who are not being the sneakiest.
I'm chewing right now, so I'm gonna let Iselin talk.
We are stealthing. We're being really quiet as we're talking in stage whispers. And my chain armor is like...
I also feel like Puck is not used to Tiffany's body. Like, she's not used to moving around in it. And Puck thinks that, well, I'm playing Tiffany, so I'm leading you guys. So she's like, strutting with confidence. Like, is not trying to hide her or hide their voice at all. It's just, oh my gosh. No, you have to go this way. Everybody, what's going on here? Everybody, in a line, please.
As you speak, you hear sort of an accelerated motion, and a guard comes sprinting around one corner, and this one kind of comes back around, and one of them is a dwarf and the other is a human.
Mm-hmm.
And the dwarf is like, "Oh, Tiffany, I thought you went back already. Isn't your did you change in the who are these?"
No, so this is really, really weird. So as I was going out, my clothes, like I was walking by and a horse, mud all over. You would not believe. So then I had to borrow one of these filthy prisoners' outfits. And then when I was going in there, I heard screaming or whatever, found these people trying to run away. I don't know how they got out, but it's absolutely not okay. So of course now I'm off duty. I'm stuck with getting these idiots back into the... It's been a day. It's just been a day.
I mean, I can take them from you. It just looks like 2, right? It shouldn't be that hard.
No, it's just I've gone this way. I might as well just go. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, I'm still clocked in at this point. If I have to go back and talk to the boss,
Well, here, I'll go get them for you. And she starts. How are you doing this? Oh my goodness, she starts to walk off in this direction.
I wasn't being serious. Come on, really? We're gonna bring the boss into this? I'll just put it on my time card. You don't have to mention it. It's fine. You know how things work.
No, it's okay. Like, you should be paid for this. I totally agree with you. I'll just grab them real fast.
Okay.
And then this one comes over. Oh my god, I don't know what's happening to my...
Oh, there's 2, aren't there?
And this one is like, "Do you need an escort, Tiff?"
Oh, honey, you know, usually I'd say yes, but like, we're gonna be in a hurry. Plus, I heard that there's that kegger tonight, and you know, I really want to get home fast so I can get ready.
Well, where are you heading with that one? Points to Gareth.
Well, back where the one guy is, back where they came from. I don't know how they were just walking around. And at this, Puck is going to start striding, like start walking back towards the cafeteria.
Roll me a persuasion or deception.
They're both the same. It's okay. Whatever.
As you strut off, and do the rest of you follow?
Better follow me.
I'm playing the games.
Syntagon is trying to do his best impression of a hat stand.
They haven't noticed you so far.
Isolin will follow.
Okay.
God bless you, Isolin. Or whatever, Luthic or whatever your god's name is. Bless you.
Poor Isolin. Gareth, are you following?
Yeah, I'm acting the way through, like, I'm a prisoner.
As you all walk past, except Syntagon, who's being a very convincing hand rack, this
With
guard,
the elf hat.
Syntagon, you can see this as you're being very still against the wall. You see the guard do one of these as Tiffany walks past, and he kind of like whistles real low, and then he's like, "Hey, Tiff, why do they have their weapons?"
We're going back to the storeroom to put them back. Wait, is this the way to the storeroom?
No, you're.
Oh my god. It's just been a day. Like I
Syntagon
said,
is going to step out of the shadows and bash him around the head.
Okay, make me some kind of roll with whatever you're bashing. with.
Not cool, guy.
oh shit.
It's 6.
Okay, that is not going to pierce the armor of the armor.
Seeing that, can I counterattack? Since I see like he failed only.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Just get my dagger off and.
That's also not going to do it.
Since I have 2 daggers, can I do another one?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, the second one will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Damage. And does sneak attack work with?
There'd be another ally within 5. I don't know if you. There's like so many different versions of sneak attack. So
Yeah, like if they are.
if you can, then yeah, you can.
Okay. Yeah, like it's 5 feet and or being hiding or sneak attack. Oh.
I just know that some different rogue archetypes have different conditions or whatever.
Oh yeah, this one is the assassinations. Also have like advantage on attack roll against creature. Yeah.
Okay, so this will be effectively a surprise round if everyone else would like to take an action. Because this guard is really not anticipating this going down right now in his life.
Isolin, you gonna do anything?
Hello, welcome to your comfort zone. You can leave now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Isolin will, seeing Garrett make the attack, will also wielding her mace, be like, dum.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh no.
Not gonna hit.
No.
No.
Sorry, I just need to check my shocking grasp real quick because I think you need to. Am I within range to touch this dude?
Yeah, I mean, you can really easily just like move back and. Oh, geez, girl. Come
Yeah.
on.
I'm just going to kind of grab his forearm with a 15
Okay, that'll hit. Go ahead, roll me damage.
with 10 lightning damage.
Okay.
And then, and then as a bonus action, for some reason, Puck always has random stones. So she has a magic stone that she kind of like throws at his head.
Okay, go ahead and roll me damage on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
With another 8 bludgeoning damage.
So as you just decide to beat the ever living crap out of this guy, for basically existing, are you doing lethal damage?
I feel like no. I'm just trying to knock him out.
So as daggers go flying into him, and he kind of like looks very confused over to Tiff as a mace goes wheeling past his head, and then you just like grab him and do the whole zzz and he falls to the ground very noisily.
We gotta go. Let's go. Now. We're walking.
Well, forget the wizard. Forget the wizard. Let's just, like, the door's right here, right? It's like literally right.
We need him.
Here.
I need him.
I need him. I got a parasite that he can control.
But the door's right there. Look, we can see it. It's right there. It's making it fly.
And
Let's vote to leave. Everyone, put your hand in the air.
No, Puck is walking.
Syntagon gets 3 votes.
I'm just running away towards the cafeteria at that point.
Yes, Gareth. Yes.
Okay, so we have Puck and Garrett running towards the. Are you guys stealth running, or are you just like booking it as fast as you can?
Well, I'm stealth running
I'll
because
stealth run too, yeah.
I have this little things.
I don't have
Good.
those, but I'm gonna try to stealth my way anyway. This is not Puck's strength. 18 though, that's okay.
That's good. So as this clatter happens, Syntagon, Isolin, are you chasing after Puck and Gareth, or are you
I'm following Tiffa Puck.
Tiffa Puck? Tiffa Puckany?
The door's right there, and Islin will run after Syntagon.
Okay, so you all start off running down this hallway very quickly, and you hear some noises like coming from where the other guard had gone to, but you manage to make it around the corner unmolested, and there appears to be nobody coming towards you down the hallway.
Okay, we already made a bunch of noise, right? Shall we just blow the door down?
No need to. Just like hovering the hands again over the door.
It works again, and you see the wizard just sort of sitting there. He's like eating some bread, and he looks over and he says, "Oh, are we ready to leave already?"
No, yeah, come on. We're going now.
And he stands out with you. So, which way?
Back where we came, right?
Like this way or this way?
Oh shit. I forgot there was a map. Somebody else answer, because I only have one screen and I'm not good at map reading.
Look, there's
this is left.
There's another door right up here.
Oh, is the
Let's go
exit
that way.
Yep. This is the way that you were brought in, both of you, Garrett and Isolin.
It's this way.
Right.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So you hustle off. You get to the door. And no one manages to catch up with you to that point. My Roll20 keeps scrolling every time I move things, so I'm gonna restart it real fast. So you manage to make it there to the door. How are you dealing with the door? Are you opening it the same way? Are you opening it? It looks like a normal door. You can probably just open it like a door.
I will try the overing again, and if nothing happened, I would just like open it casually.
So you wait for the game to load. Don't you dare do that again. Okay. So you open the door casually, and on the other side of the door, you see the 2 guards that were there with the bins, taking all the things.
Hello.
They start and they like grab their weapons.
Wait. Let's see if it works on 2 people or if it's just one, because I have suggestion. I think it's just one person, though.
Choose wisely.
Okay, roll 20. What's going on? It is an enchantment. 1 action, 30 feet. Creature I can see. A creature within range. They can't be charmed or immune. Okay. Can I cast it twice? No.
I would like to cast Melf's Minute Meteors.
Yeah, I can't do suggest on 2 people, just 1.
Oh, I didn't mean to make an attack like that. Let's just output the spell card for just half a second. There you go.
Yeah. There we go.
So where are you wanting them to? Let me see.
They hover around me on my action. I can use them.
Okay, so you cast them, and now you have meteors hovering around you. 6 tiny meteors.
That would be correct. Yep.
Okay.
Islin casts Hold Person on the guard on the right.
Okay. So this is a saving throw, right?
Shoot, how do I output the card?
I don't know.
Okay, what is it again?
Click on it, I think. Maybe.
I'm clicking.
Say, Holly, read the card.
Hold Person, choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration.
Okay. Is your spell save higher than a 6?
Yes.
Okay. So the one on the right is now paralyzed.
Hooray!
So the one on the left, I'm going to try to use suggest.
What are you going to suggest?
Don't tell anybody what just happened. Forget that you saw us.
Okay. Seeing the rocks flying around, seeing their friend become paralyzed, they grasp their weapon and they level it at you.
Oh, sorry.
And they say, "That doesn't make any sense."
At this, my bonus action is to throw a magic stone.
Yeah, can I stab him also when I heard this last sentence?
Yeah.
So the first one was a 16. I don't know why I rolled that twice.
A 16 will not hit these guys.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
So, since he's surprised, we do that thing.
That'll hit.
Have assassinates, which make the damage criticals,
Okay.
and the sneak attack, which does it make the sneak attack critical too?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, it's only, oh yeah, so would be. So it's double, I think.
Mm-hmm. Double the dice.
Okay. 6.
All right, so you do kind of fat stacks immediately with like your. Yeah, the second attack also.
Not if full rogue.
I don't remember when these things happen. Okay. So, oh goodness. All right, so you stab the crap out of him.
Oh
And
god!
Then it is on to the guard's turn. And seeing that that percentage of his health has disappeared, he kind of looks at the other person who's paralyzed and like making the like face, and he kind of like and he goes to swing at the wizard who hasn't done anything yet.
Me!
Not you, though.
Oh, I was gonna say.
But Tiffany is so curvy. Why doesn't he just? It's Tiffany.
Because
Like, don't attack me. It was a mistake. I'm sorry. Like,
and misses. But the wizard upon the wizard upon being attacked goes like this, and the guard who's standing there like ready to hit again drops and starts snoring loudly.
yes, let's go.
And the one who's paralyzed drops and also starts snoring loudly.
Oh.
And Kent says, "Nothing like a good night's sleep."
I
He'll be
summoned
fine
all
in the
these
morning.
meteors. These cost a really high spell slot.
You can kill them.
I didn't want to kill them. I just wanted to look cool in front of someone.
Puck is gonna look over at Pentagon as Tiffany and like put their hands on their hips, but with Tiffany, it's a totally different effect.
It's not like,
Yeah, it's very much like, what are you saying? Oh my gosh.
Puck, stop that. Puck, please.
Oh, yeah, of course. I turn back into Puck. Is that better for you? Does this make you more comfortable?
I don't know. I'm kind of confused now about the whole thing.
Gotta go. Let's go, please.
as you start like hustling through like the city away from the prison, Kent sort of looks at you two talking and says, "I could always bring Belinda back if that's more your speed."
No.
And he chuckles mightily.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, no, thank you. I like being in charge of myself.
So you run through the city for a while, dodging everything that's like kind of going on around you, and eventually he's like, it almost looks like he's looking for something as he's going, and he kind of pulls you into this tavern, and he's just sort of like, "In here." And it's not a good looking tavern. It's kind of a shady looking tavern. And he kind of like very smoothly glides over to a table and kind of does this, and the chairs pull out from the table, and he's like, "Just be cool." And he settles.
As we leave the prison, can I do something with the meteors? Just because so I can. Like on the wall, I'm gonna look at it and be like, Syntagon was here, and I'm gonna throw the meteors at the wall.
No.
One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there, and then realize that I've run out of dots, so it doesn't actually look like an S. It looks more like a question mark.
Perfect.
Damn it.
You are able to do that, and they definitely make impacts, and in the rocks, like the meteors like stick into the wall like that. And you flee, and you reach this tavern, and you sit. And he kind of
Oh, yes, and I'm gonna change into a very short-haired, let's say about 40 middle-aged man with the same clothes on, but just looks totally different.
Right. Rogue mode.
I'm gonna try to place myself in front of Synagogue so nobody coming in can see him trying to be stealth.
Synagogue's still looking at you real weird.
Can I just pull down his like cloaks or hoods or something? He's just like, you look more suspicious now.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I should just change my hair color or something.
Iselin is literally sitting there, bright blue tiefling, aqua hair, shiny chainmail, like.
Syntagon, give me your the hood thingy for a second.
It's kind of attached to the robe.
it's kind of attached to the
It's like, have you ever worn a graduation robe?
I'm gonna go through my bag of holding. I'm sure I've got traveler's clothes. If I have something like, I don't know, some kind of coat to kind of at least tone down this blue.
Is there any drapes or anything around?
Not, I mean, like, in the tavern, there's some, like, hanging, but they're, like, on the wall, on a rod.
I'm not gonna put curtains on the poor girl.
I mean, I can grab this guy with it.
It's okay.
I don't have anything for hiding.
Yeah, I've got a coat or at least a shirt or something because I've got a bag of holding, and I know I have a set of traveler's clothes with my background, so.
Oh, I know! I've got it! Hang on, I'll just move my fringe over to the other side. They'll never know!
Kent is sitting there sort of watching you with his face kind of down, and he smiles a little bit, and he reaches into his bag, and he brings out a couple of like masks. They're not very like cool. They're not good looking, but they're sort of like opera masks. And he says, "Hey, I had a couple of these for my assistant, but they should fit you just fine."
Of course, opera masks, because that is.
He kind of like shrugs, because that's about all he has.
All right, I'll put it on. So now with my quiff the other way and this mask, do I look completely different?
No, unfortunately, you still look like Centagon.
Oh.
Bright blue tiefling with a mask.
I love it.
Same here, bright blue tiefling with a mask.
He kind of looks between you, and he like, I think a drink, and he kind of waves down whatever waitress is nearby, and she comes over, and you notice that she is slighter than a lot of the people you've seen so far. She's small, but not in the same way that Tiffany was. Tiffany was definitely like human proportions. Something is off about this woman as she comes up and she says, "Hello, what can I get for you?"
Ale, please.
Okay.
Hello, yes, I'd like an ale, please.
Okay.
Mead, just a little mead, please.
Right.
He's looking at Kent and putting the barmaid, saying like, "Is that a contact?"
Just some wine, please. And he kind of like gives you a like we'll talk about it later kind of look.
All right. Your best ale.
Okay, I'll be right back with those. And she whisks off. And Kent kind of looks around at the other people in the pub. And you all can notice that there are rather a lot of people in this pub.
Boom.
There are a lot of dwarves, a lot of humans, a fair number of dragonborn around, and most of them seem to be very much talking to themselves in their own little groups, but they all seem kind of jovial in their own way, sort of scoundrelish. And he leans in kind of a little bit and says, "So, I can tell you what I know, and you can tell me what you know. And from there we can decide what the plan is tonight."
I like the plan of getting... I keep forgetting that Puck is like a middle-aged man at this point. I like the idea of getting this parasite out of me. I don't like it. Do you have any research on it?
Well, Syntagon has most of my books from the top shelf, I believe, if I'm reading the signature correctly. And he kind of like seems to almost stare through your bag. And he says, "Unfortunately, I have yet to perform this well."
I think I've got the books right here. Hang on a minute.
Wait, no, we'll get them later. It's all good.
You don't want me to get them out now? This one's called Healing, giving it a little je ne sais quoi.
No, we're just relaxing right now. We're talking. We're exchanging information.
Talking about elemental health?
I mean, it's not a very talked about subject, which I learned very recently. There really should be like an awareness month or something.
As you say this, the barmaid comes back and she gives you each your drinks and kind of like nods towards Kent, and he kind of nods back and she walks away.
Thank you.
He says, "That is to say, I have never... No one has lived through it yet."
Yeah, that doesn't... I like living. I like being alive. We'll figure something.
I do have an idea. We could attempt to perform the ritual with you healing while I'm extracting, and hope that not too much of a toll comes out on the body. Of course, I've never tried it before. It would be very experimental, but...
Puck thinks about it, seriously. That actually, depending on how much healing Isolin can do, that might actually be an option.
I think I can keep you healed, and if worse comes to the worst, I can speak with the dead.
I've got a couple of things I can do. Yeah, actually, let's just talk first. We'll think about it. Like I said, we're just talking right now.
Of course. So what do you know about this wizard? These events?
Not a lot, honestly. We found some Genasi, who were like bad in a bad way, and one of them was a blacksmith, and he asked us to go and find the healer, so we went to the healer's tower, and we actually found the wizard's tower, and I guess you're the same in the one in the same. So we went in there, and then we decided that we were going to talk to you, but then the place started falling down, so we did the spell because the book said, hey, if you can't find me, then I'm probably dead, and you should do the spell. So we did the spell without letting anyone know, and then we ended up in the prison. And then you appeared!
Yes, you were quite a bit early. You must have been coming right as they got me.
I guess.
It's quite a useful spell. It's actually a delayed travel spell. You probably spent, he kind of like looks outside, probably 2 or 3 weeks traveling.
Oh.
Syntagon rubs his eye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Did you enjoy your travel? Was it all right? Were you injured through it? How did you feel on the other side? I've never used that spell before.
I guess it worked okay.
Yeah, Sundagon. Did
Puck,
it feel
Puck.
okay when you... Yeah?
Puck was Belinda.
Yes, Belinda. You need to tell me about this, Belinda. Yeah, go ahead.
As you say Belinda, you feel this consciousness at the back of your mind, and it's almost as though your brain was kind of like embraced by something else.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can almost feel like you're being like watched in your head.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know you very well, Kent, but I'm desperate enough that, yeah, we might have to do that idea thing later.
I can help.
Yes, please. I mean, but actually, no. Wait. How will you help? Syntagon.
Well, I have Mage Hand. I can hold tools, and I have True Strike. So if you need to do any scalpel work, then I can help you with that.
And I can assist with guidance.
And if you get,
I got guidance too. I will double guidance on you, Kent.
And if there is
yeah.
open wounds, I also have. I'm a tiefling, so I know lots of fire stuff. I can like weld you up. I mean, not weld. What's it called when you do it on flesh? The other thing. That's the one.
Right.
Yeah, I can do that. I didn't study medicine.
I totally understand. Do you know what I would really appreciate you doing, Syntagon? I would like you to observe and just take in as much information as you can and write notes. And don't participate at all, but keep very detailed notes.
Oh, you don't want me to help?
The notes will be so helpful in case we need to do this in the future, and I couldn't trust anybody to take real detailed notes like you, Syntagon. Puck is trying to make it sound like, no, you're gonna be the most help, while trying not to.
Do you need to be rolling a persuasion or deception on this?
Persuasion. Syntagon. See, as Abby, I really don't want to do this because he reads so well. Yeah, no.
So it's okay if I can keep watch or something.
I don't even. Puck feels bad. Abby feels worse.
Garrett will put his hand on like Syntagon's shoulder, like, look, boy, you can help me to kill whatever is hostile that get out of that body, if it's happened to be hostile.
Oh. Do we need like a safe space as well? I can make a safe space.
That might be useful. He kind of shifts and looks around the bar. I think a drink first, yes. And he like continues to sip on his wine.
Yeah, you must be very thirsty. It seems like you're quite intent on the...
Oh boy, I'm real thirsty.
Drink.
I mean...
Well, who knows what's going to come from here. I don't like to potentially kill people on an empty stomach. And he kind of like friendly smile, but is also kind of like,
20 insight.
To determine...
To see why it seems like he's waiting for something or he's not telling us something. Why does he want us so badly to stay at this table drinking? And if it has anything to do with the girl that he kind of gave the look to.
So as an insight of 20, you will notice that after he gave that girl that look, despite the general jovialness of the bar. When you came in, there were a couple glances, and once he gave her that look, no one seems to be acting like you guys even exist at all. It seems like everyone is just sort of like pointedly not looking at you, not listening to you, giving you kind of this berth and this like seclusion of space. As for the drinking, he seems to be kind of a posh guy, and he seems to just really be enjoying this wine. As you're looking at it, it looks like it's a pretty nice wine. And he doesn't look like he wants to kill you, but at the same time, every time he's talking about it, he's getting this look on his face that's sort of like, not PTSD, but also sort of like, okay, I have to do this thing again, and it's probably gonna not go right, but like, gotta try.
Yeah.
I could honestly use some time to try and regain some spell slots if we wanted to take some time. And Puck, if you want to talk about your elemental health, you know we're here for you.
Oh, Cindergon, that means a lot. I just recently found out the importance of elemental health, and I guess I should be vocal about it. I'm sure other people have some of the same problems, but yeah, a little bit of time to regain spell slots, think things over, really go through the details of what this implies, and...
but you're a kegger tonight.
Not my kegger.
Still, could be useful.
I'd rather stay and help Puck than go to a kegger.
Insight.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Abby, you're such a good... Sorry.
He kind of like shrugs and says, well, if you live, you could do both. Wizard optimism.
Sounds good.
You can insight me if you want to.
I was joking.
I'm gonna insight that.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's all good.
Mic punching.
So he goes on to tell you what he knows about the wizard, and he says, what I know is that someone somehow seems to be, as I said in the prison, fusing elemental beings or creatures with humanoids that are non-elementals, and from there they are being let to wander or breaking free. I haven't encountered that many of them, a fair few. I'm not sure how far destroyed my tower was by that time, but
Oh, it was pretty gone.
I did have a rather depressing room in there that was my failed separations, and every time I separated the elements, I tried to contain them in my room full of lava that I'm sure is completely caught fire to all my books. But nevertheless, this wizard, he or she is cruel, I think, experimental. I'm not sure what the gain is unless they're just wanting to introduce more chaos or are working for one side or the other. But I've seen a few signs of it. No spliced genasi that are unstable. The only genasi that I've seen that are strange are when, you know, an air genasi and an earth genasi.
Maybe that's why, because remember the two genasi that we saw, there was the sand and mud. It seems like whenever you see elementals, it's just one. So it would make sense that the two that we saw were... anyway, go ahead.
I don't know where this person is, I'm sorry to say. I was hoping to get more information here. I was hoping someone would find my spell and they would find me, and I scryed and I I searched and I saw you in my future.
And here we are.
And here we are. And he sort of like downs the rest of his wine and says, "So, shall we perform an exorcism?"
Puck is going to drain the rest of their ale as well and this is a little bit Puck doesn't really talk about or show a lot of their warlock pact, but like in the back of Puck's brain, because they know that there's like a weird, whoever this weird thing that gave me this power. All right, I know, whatever. I don't want this bitch Belinda in my head. Gave me all this craziness for a reason. Please don't let me die. Please, please, if there's anything you can do to help, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. As I drink the rest of my ale, pretending not to be scared at all.
Syntagon, where should we go for your safe space?
Anywhere that's one solid block of color is best. So like a field or somewhere against the skyline.
I can get us a dank alley.
I could make it dark like a shadow.
Okay. Well,
it kind of needs to be about 20 feet wide. No, wait. Is it 20 feet or 40 feet? I can never remember if it's a radius or diameter. 20 feet wide!
You're muted.
I think there are alleys that would probably suffice, and he sort of like cocks his head and he looks to Gareth and says, "You've probably spent more time in the city than I have. Do you know of a place?"
Actually, is it a coastal city?
It is.
Actually, the alley near docks is not quite used during the nights.
So, I think we could scout out the area now. See if we can't do a quick one. He kind of laughs very nervously. Who am I creating a location with? I see it in the chat.
Monster Vet.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We will-
5,000 bits.
So we haven't actually talked about how that works. Is that for this session or next session? Or whenever?
That'd be for next session, yeah.
Next session? Okay.
Or
yeah.
just in the future, you guys can work it out together.
Okay, so we will, Monster Vet, we can chat over some Discordian, and we will, unless you want right now to make somewhere crazy.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Except if it's to sabotage this exorcism or whatever for negative reasons. Then, But if it's to help us.
Yeah, if you're cool with waiting until next session, we can talk out all the details and stuff. Just let me know in chat, and we'll keep playing out this scene for a moment while you because I know there's a delay here. So we are talking about exorcisms. Sorry, I got really big donations. I'm happy. So he's like, yeah, we can go ahead and scout out the area. And he kind of shrugs and says, it's not going to be nightfall for quite some time, but if you would lead the way.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks, Gareth. And Puck is good. Iselin? Like, not that I'm nervous or anything. Just...
You'll be fine. I've got this. I'm good with the big guy. I got plenty of heals.
Okay.
You'll be
Okay,
fine.
yeah, just-
honestly.
You know what? I knew it. I had faith in you. Just remind me a couple of times, and we'll be totally fine. Everything's gonna be just okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing bad will happen.
No.
Gareth, you lead on.
Sorry.
So,
You get to the dock area. It seems to be decently busy, but in a checking manifest dealing with the boat sort of way. It's midday, so they're sort of like making sure that everything is kind of like, okay, everything's offloaded. They're taking inventory and that sort of thing. It's getting to be like probably like 3-ish, 4-ish. 4 flame in the afternoon.
is there any spot where it's not as much used, or even any tracks?
Make me a survival roll.
Survival.
Let's get crazy. Let's do survival.
Oh God.
You do have a reroll if you're into it.
Yeah, I think I will use my reroll on that.
Okay. You can find a space. It looks clear for now. It's kind of behind some boxes down an alley. It doesn't look like there's very good shadows, but you're not really seeing anywhere else.
Can I grab some barrel or crates and just like try to block the alley to make people do a detour instead?
Yeah, athletics.
Cool.
You can also ask other people for help if you are not the
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah,
Here,
I would
you've got guidance.
actually.
Guidance. Guide.
No,
I will guide you.
Okay, guide me. I will convince someone to work for me. Just like hailing the dockers. Guys, I need your help. I have some important merchandise to transfer from this place to this place.
Yeah. Who are you with?
I'm the attendant of this, pointing out the boats on the side.
Roll me a deception or persuasion.
Yes.
Okay, they're like, oh, of course, and they just to make sure that they don't embarrass themselves.
Thank you very much to Mirrors as well, who uses their in-game currency, the Scratch Pounds, to give Syntagon and Gareth a reroll each.
Nice, thank you.
Oh no, wait, sorry, Syntagon and Puck. I'm so sorry, Gareth. You just used yours, right? Sorry.
If you need a reroll, I am willing to give my reroll to you if it helps keep Puck alive. It's fine.
So I'm gonna roll for 4 of these guys. One of them is like really bad at his job. One of them does okay. There's a way to do this. Yeah. One of them's awesome. So 2 of them like are just sort of having off days, and they're more like, okay, just move it over there. No, move it over here. They're not really being very helpful. But the other 2 are like hauling some barrels, and they're there for you, and they get it pretty well squared away. It looks like people, unless someone like really wants to get into this alley, it's not barricaded, but it's not attractive to go this way. And it is within the size parameters that Syntagon has set. So.
And now there's a reroll for Gareth too, yay!
How many rerolls? It's like you guys expect me to kill people.
Like I said, you talked about this earlier today, and I'm very worried now.
I did. Okay. You have your space.
Are you ready, Puck?
You see Puck take a form that you've never really seen Puck take before. Usually Puck looks, their normal form, I guess, is like a nerdy human kind of tinker, just kind of crazy hair. All of a sudden you see kind of this bubble and you see almost like an ethereal, really pale silver hair with almost the same matching skin tone, and just like bright in a way that's beautiful, but also kind of real scary because it's like a little bit too perfect, and it's just black eyes and very, very unsettling. And when Puck talks, it's almost this like sonorous, again, beautiful, but intensely scary. Yes, of course, I'm ready.
Thank you, Monster, who also gives Scrat a coin flip.
Hey.
That's really unsettling. The whole shifting. It's fine.
Usually I just try to stay in one form. This is very unsettling. I realize this.
I don't think it's unsettling.
Thank you very much, Syntagon. Such a small being, so sweet. All right. Let's get on with the exorcism.
Syntagon, are you wanting to cast the lethal hut?
Yep, I'm gonna be casting Liamon's tiny hut, which creates a nice space where we can be non-disturbed. Nothing can come in or out without my say-so.
Kent kind of like shakes himself out a little bit, and he kind of rolls back his wizard sleeves. He doesn't wear like a robe, but all sleeves are wizard sleeves if you're a wizard.
Yeah.
And he says, right, so I'm not entirely sure how this thing is going to come out, but Syntagon, observe. Gareth, please, if it is violent, hopefully you will be able to Islin, healing at the ready.
Healing's ready. Islin will reach over and just squeeze Kent's hand and cast guidance.
All right.
Syntagon will take a pen and paper just like Puck asked.
Our poor child.
Puck is going to look at Kent. Again, this form is very intimidating, and just very seriously and very sincerely. Everything will be fine. And even if it's not, everything will be fine.
Well, we'll certainly learn something one way or another. All for science, right? That he looks as unsettled as a very put together gentleman of his age can look.
All great knowledge comes with a great cost.
Hopefully one that we can afford today. And he kind of smiles at Iselin. And he begins to cast. And he's going to roll. Guidance is a plus 1d4.
Yeah.
My god, I hate using 120. Okay. So he begins casting. And as he's making these complicated movements with his hands and he's muttering these things, and he's every so often he'll grab something from like a pouch or another and just like crush it in his hands. Puck, you start feeling bad. Like really bad. And you're going to start taking damage.
It's fine. I feel like Puck's almost quivering, hunched over, almost bubbling.
As you feel something like the same thing that you felt sort of surged kind of like over you, and it seems to almost like sear you as you're getting this splitting headache. Those of you that are watching can see Puck's skin start to blister and bubble, and it seems like steam is just rising off of them as they start to sort of convulse, and you throw up. It's not pretty, and that is also just steaming. And this is great. This is how much damage you're taking, by the way.
Yes, I'm keeping track of it.
Okay.
Islin is taking Puck's hand and pours a cure wounds into her.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Ooh.
Nice. And as he kind of like does more, those of you who are observing can see that all of this steam that's rising off and from both Puck and the vomit seems to be like coalescing. And he finally makes he looks at Iselin right as he makes one final motion.
Bring it.
Cure wounds.
Okay, roll yours. Was that max for you also?
That was at level 3, so it wasn't maxed at all.
So as you feel all of this chunk out of you, you're going to lose 20 health, and your HP maximum is going to be reduced by 10 until you get a long rest in.
Okay.
And as you feel it leave, you feel this energy coming back into you out of Iselin's hands. And the two of you watching see this steam form in this like almost cloud above everybody. And you hear it say, "This is different."
What were those components you used?
He is like staring up at this, like transfixed.
What is that?
Puck is still kind of like crouched over, now on the ground, heaving. Kind of looks up to see whatever was possessing them.
It doesn't look like it is. So like with an elemental, you can like see a face, you can see like a form. This seems formless. Somehow there is a voice emitting from it, but it doesn't seem to be corporeal. As it swirls around, and you hear it say, "This is so freeing." And Kent looks up and says, "I believe that is a Belinda."
Ugh. Oh. Belinda can go fuck herself. Oh. Wait, Belinda, can you hear?
Yes.
Do you know who did this to us? In terms of, like,
Well, I was 2, then I was 1. I was hot and wet, and then I became this. And I was dying. I couldn't stay. And you gasped. And suddenly I was inside. And I couldn't escape. But I couldn't disappear. But before I was 1, and before I was 2, I think I was nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys, you can figure out the.
Fuck, are you okay?
I'll be fine. It was a lot. Well,
Syntagon comes and just rubs Puck's back. There.
Pats for Puck.
yeah, Puck at this point like has just had a very weird being like pulled out of them and is not feeling too hot. However, is still totally conscious.
You feel like badly sunburnt pretty much everywhere. It's very, very tender.
Okay.
I can create some ice balls if you need some ice.
That would actually be really, really nice, actually. Yeah.
Don't slap them on, just be real gentle, otherwise they do cold damage.
Okay.
Create some
Gotcha.
chromatic orbs.
You can do non-damaging chromatic orbs. It feels nice. It doesn't feel like it's healing, just relieving the symptoms.
Huck, how you doing? Could you use more, could I heal you more?
Let's say hypothetically you were to like count how I'm feeling to a certain like hit point. I'm at 16 right now, so we'll be good. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Unless we get into another fight soon.
Okay.
Maybe just a long rest would be best.
That needs to be like a D&D poem.
I really like that. A long rest would be best. New catchphrase.
Oh.
He kind of like still staring up at this thing, says, I suppose we could try to rest. It would miss out on a great opportunity.
Well, you take your opportunity, but I think I recommend the Puck rests. I can
Yes.
keep this hut going for 8 hours.
Shall we fall asleep here then?
Belinda, what are you doing?
Just existing.
Well, you can come and go freely. Do you want to be existing in here or out there?
I've never been out there.
Oh, out there is so much room.
Should I go?
It's up to you, you know.
You made me.
No, I didn't make you.
Why don't you stay with us for now? Just until we know if you go out there, nothing bad will happen to you, like cats climbing on you.
It's awful. The worst fate in the world, isn't it, Valkyrie?
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
Kent, you know, obviously elemental. Do you know anything about this? Has this ever happened successfully before?
Not to my knowledge. The separation or
The
this?
separation and that, both.
No to either.
Well, congratulations, it worked.
Yes, Iselin, if you would ever need something more on your plate, I should definitely be able to use your assistance.
Iselin, thank you for not letting me die. You were confident in your healing ability, and you told me, and I was reassured, and I am here, and I am not dead. Thank you. I turned to Gareth. Gareth, you're smart, rogue, stabby person. You found this alley so that I could get the... Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Also, Syntagon, this ice feels really, really good. Also the hut, and it's, you know. But what now?
We can rest here if that's what you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep then. And Puck kind of turns back into the Puck you're used to seeing and is less ethereal and ridiculous and is now really nerdy looking tinker. All right. Okay. I can't believe that worked. Yes. You guys are awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm going to sleep. You guys can stay up and talk or whatever, but I'll be here. Wake me up if anybody is dying.
I'll keep watch. Nothing can attack us in here. This is my safe place. In fact, we don't even really need to keep watch.
Thank you, Syntagon. You're the best.
Unless guards start gathering outside the dome, then we might need to worry about that in the morning.
How long is it supposed to stay?
About 8 hours, but I can recast.
In that form,
How do
the
you hear?
ethereal mist cloud, or how do you should? What? Don't you miss any host or anything?
It feels very strange. I'm not sure what will happen once I'm not contained.
Oh, you're not contained. You can pass through that wall easy.
If I choose.
Belinda, will you be okay?
Well, I'm not sure. I was born yesterday.
Do you need a host?
Do I? The steam does not know the nature of its own existence. But who are we to know these things? I did not just kiss my knee. There's a cat here. I'm not really weird. I don't know if you can see her.
Just imagine you. I just love my niece so much.
I thought it was like dramatic emphasis. Who knows these things?
Mwah!
Cat.
I feel like Puck at this point is like, Belinda is out of my mind. Belinda can do what it wants, but Puck's not in this anymore.
I feel like Puck's already asleep. Puck's like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if you would like to figure out the nature of the Belinda, you may roll nature. Or arcani. Arcanti? Baby. You are inside of my pant leg hole.
I took some real detailed notes, Kent. Except for those, you were too busy being distracted to notice when I asked you about the components that you used.
Well, a lot of them. I'm not sure which ones worked, but I can write you a detailed list.
Well, that's usually how things... Hang on a minute, you mean you've been doing all this experimentation and you haven't been doing some kind of Newtonian method of tracking what does and doesn't work? What are your variables? What are your constants? What have you been doing?
You have my books.
Oh my god! I need to study them!
So with a 1 arcana... Arcant you indeed. You're looking at this and you're like, does this need a host? I don't know, like probably if you put it in like a teapot or something, it'd be fine. Maybe just like a jar. Try to like scoop it up like a firefly. That'd do the trick.
I feel like somewhere in the background, Syntagon is picking up books, now immediately unable to sleep, just like, oh my god! No wonder you were killing people! What kind of notes are these? You haven't even got a hypothesis! You're just doing things for the sake of it in the hope it makes things better! What were you born in the 1900s?
There's like, when they start off, it's like a lot of observations, like the earlier things that you can find. And then like, as it gets further along, it just turns into like desperation. And like at the beginning, it's like, I hypothesize that XYZ is what's happening. And then like the further along it goes, it's just like, today I tried adding beetles and I added like crushed diamond dust and a pinch of like toad eyelashes. I actually got a toad and made it grow eyelashes and trimmed them off. And I like, it's a man who has killed many people accidentally, desperately trying to figure out what the heck he's doing.
God, no wonder you turned to philosophy by the last books.
This animal, I swear.
I should really stop shouting. Puck's trying to sleep.
So as you're reading through and that's more or less what you're finding. Like there's no, at this point, you can't tell at what point, if any, he figured out what he was doing definitively. And the night continues, or the day continues on into evening. You guys can sleep, you can rest. If you're looking to take an extended rest, you just need to do light to no activity. So reading is fine. Watching the outside without actually like doing like active rolls is fine. Are you okay?
Nothing is waking up Puck. You guys could be shouting right in Puck's ear. That would still be just like...
Okay. So, does anybody want to do anything particular, or shall we go to the end of the 8 hours?
I'm just gonna be replenishing some spell slots, but yeah, no, I'm ready to go.
Okay. 8 hours passes. At this point, it's going to be around midnight. And Syntagon, you know how long your spell lasts. It is time to cast it or let it be gone, as everyone else is waking up or coming to or snapping out of it.
Okay, the spell should be ending soon. We might want to leave the dome.
We're leaving.
Where are we going? Shall we crash a kegger?
What time is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's dark.
I suppose we could crash a kegger. Aren't we wanted fugitives now?
Yeah, about that. It's been a really fun 12 hours.
Yes, it has.
I might take off.
Are you sure you don't want to stay for the kegger? I mean, I understand if you have to go do stuff, but I really appreciated you saving my life. And I mean,
Of course. It was my absolute pleasure. I'm always glad to be of assistance. And if you ever in need of the healing arts again, please do hunt me down. But I think
Choice wording.
think I've had enough of you guys.
that's fair.
It's been real.
It's been real, it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. That is my eyeball that your tail is.
And Islin will actually look at Belinda and say, if you need a host, come find me.
And as you say, come find me. And then as you take your next breath, the steam flits down and you feel it enter you. And you feel very warm. Like it's very humid all of the sudden. And
that's interesting.
you can feel almost something at the back of your mind, like I was saying before, almost like enveloping it. And you don't think you're thinking it, but somehow you think, thank you.
And Islin will look up to the sky and say, thank you.
Well, I guess that just happened.
Around you, the hut seems to dissipate.
Oh, there it goes. And Syntagon puts up his hood for the debris which would have gathered on the dome overnight, even like rainwater or anything like that.
There's some stuff falls down, like maybe some bird droppings, but like not on you guys, like just sort of around. And the wizard kind of nods and says, that rest did me some good. I should be able to make these disguises slightly better if you want to get information.
Syntagon will definitely need a disguise. I have a switch of clothes, so it shouldn't be too bad.
I could just wear a mustache.
Do you need assistance? I'm pretty much confident in my skill of disguise.
Yeah, if you could disguise me, just give me a big mustache with the glasses and the different hair. I'm sure that no one will know.
Sure. I totally trust your judgment. Just mustache.
He looks at you and he kind of squints and he casts at you. And you feel a lot shorter.
Oh.
And you feel very big, bushy mustache on your dwarven face that you've been polymorphed into.
Oh. Oh.
You have very much a dwarven voice coming out of your mouth as you say, oh.
Oh. Oh, heck.
Oh, I took good job, Kent.
Thank you. It's a high spell.
What on earth is this?
Syntagon, congratulations. You have shapeshifted or experienced what I call every day of my life.
Call that an evolutions.
So, shall we become party people?
Yes, I guess so.
You said you wanted a mustache. That does do a mustache. What do you think I should? Let's see. Party people. What does a party person look like around here?
A door for humans seems to be a lot. Dragonborn, maybe.
Let's do. And so you see Puck kind of sizzle away, and in Puck's place, you see a very, very, very handsome, buff-looking young man, probably in his late 20s, with just like golden hair. Imagine like Prince Charming, very easy on the eyes and a face that you would trust, and very like almost dashing. Well, let's go party.
And your disguise, Gareth?
Garrett would probably like take his clothes off, reversed it. He's used to like actually disguise on the fly most of the time, and put some two what do you call it, beads for the beard. So instead of like one big beard that he had, he just like split it in two and to put the beads on, and that's pretty much it.
Gareth, you're sneaky. I don't worry about you. Iselin, I totally understand that you would prefer to go. I wish you the best of luck with whatever comes. And Belinda, if you can hear me in there, our time together was not as pleasant as I would have liked, but I am very glad if you are safe and happy, and I hope you will be. But yes, blessings on your travels. I believe we're going to a kegger.
Kent smiles and says, Iselin, of course. As I said, if ever you would like to join me in this, look me up. And he holds out his hand.
Iselin will take it, and with a smile, kiss the back of it.
As you pull away from kissing it, you see that where you've kissed is like steaming and vaguely wet. And he kind of like, with the same motion as you had done, kind of subtly wipes it off and says, to the party. And that's where we're going to call it.
What an episode. We did some things, guys. This was awesome.
Holy crap!
Stuff happens.
Let's get my head. I'm gonna be vain for a second.
I love picturing everything that Syntagon does with this hand in his hand.
Yes! I forgot about that! I forgot about that! How did I forget about that? Okay.
How did you take notes?
Scott, you need like a mannequin hand to just like
Holding the other hand? Oh, I see. You mean for thingies. Yeah, got it. I don't know. Syntagon will probably try and burn that off next time. See how he successfully is with that. He may end up mutilating himself. We'll see. Yeah, well, that's the end of the show. Let's go round, speak to everyone, see what our favourite parts were, what we do, where we can find each other online, and all of that good stuff. And let's start with Derek at UTTV32.
Hello, I'm Derek, and I played Garrett, the dwarf assassin's rogue, which is looking for like a wizards. Favorite parts would have been the lockers part, where they were just trying to figure out the range changing, and they were like Garrett, like really at any moment to just shove up the arm of someone just like as soon as they plan B. So that was really much fun. You can find me again on Twitter at the same name, and I'm also playing on Madame Gandalf's channel on Wednesday, which is Witcher Genesis, EV Witcher D&D RPing. That's it.
Yeah, awesome. Witcher Wednesdays, tune in for that, guys. Next around, we have Owlbear. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi! I'm Owlbear. You guys can call me Joff. You can find me on Twitter at Owlbear. That's B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. I played Iselin Coldwinter, the Tiefling cleric, who was roped in to this insanity against her will. Bless her. I really loved the exorcism. I thought that was brilliant. And even more than that, the possession that followed. I have this wonderful idea of Iselin and Belinda having an adventure, doing their thing, and just getting into. I don't know if Belinda will be a good influence or not as she begins to learn who she is and what she is.
Oh, get the whole
But yeah.
Anders thing where it seems like such a good idea, but then it all goes horribly wrong. Ooh. Well, thank you so much, Joff. Next around, we have Abigator Frenzy. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. I missed last week, and every single week I have like multiple favorite times. I really like Gareth as this like silent but very capable person. Iselin, I love the part where at the end when you were possessed, that moment where you heard Belinda, oh, thank you, and thank you. I got chills. And God, Sintagon is making my little heart melt with just his like pure cuteness. I'm like, oh no, I can help whatever way I can. I can do this and I can do this, and I'm really here to help you because you're a good person.
Yep. And you said no.
I said no. I denied it, and I regret it. And Sage, Holly, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. But I'm here for it. Whatever. Anyway, hi, my name is Abby, also known as Abigator Frenzy. You can find me on Twitter. I'm in a bunch of games. Most importantly, this Saturday on the Forefronts channel, I am going to be playing in a hack of Blades in the Dark that's based on Animorphs. This is going to be our second session. It is so much fun. If you remember those flip books as a kid where the kids turned into different animals, it's an RPG based on that. It's amazing. Just check out my Twitter. You will see. But yeah, I love this game so much.
Thank you, Abby. And thank you so much, Raiders. Welcome, we are Nerdsmith. I'm afraid we are wrapping, but we appreciate your raid. Thank you for joining us here at the end. Last but most certainly not least around, our wonderful DM, Holly, who likes to convince me that their name is Penny, Sageophilia.
Oh, hi. You can find me at Sageophilia on Twitter. I'm here every Tuesday at 7 and every Thursday at 10:30. Favorite parts. I really liked the contrast between the two crazy people that are here every week and then the two sane people that just sort of got roped into the whole thing. The fact that like Sintagon is just like, oh, random very high level necrotic energy, let me just grab that. And meanwhile Puck is like having this inner mental battle with being possessed. And then there's Gareth, who's just like, I'm here to kill a wizard. I need to find out where this wizard is. I'm going to get you guys out of here. I'm going to get you safe. I'm going to find you where you need to be. I'm going to guard you. And then I'm going to go kill a wizard. And that's what's going to happen. And then we have Iselin, who's just like, I want to go back to my sermon. Like, I just want to go help people. And I guess, okay, I can help you guys right now. But like, honestly, I don't want to do anymore. I'm done. I definitely had a plan for what was going to happen to Belinda. And that plan is not what ended up happening to Belinda. So that was I always love when my players surprise me. So it's a good session. I loved all of it. My favorite part was the session.
Valid. I love that. I too love that when things don't go as expected and you have to think on your feet. It's my favorite bit. Today I think my favorite bit was when Puck turned into Tiffany. That was real fun. I look forward to exploring that more as we go forward.
Your reaction was hilarious. I'm just very confused now.
I just loved watching Abby being Puck, being me, being Tiffany. That was like so many roleplay layers.
And plus, I have a hard time, especially when people are being funny, being in character, because I'll just laugh on the side, but it's not in. I have very strong reactions to things as Abby, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that.
Valid. But the bot is spamming links at you right now. We're going to talk about this a little bit in the Discord, so head over to the Discord and check that out. We are going to go on a little raid-y-roo. with our raid cry, let's call Slicing Off the Ham Plan B. So we are Nerdsmith Raiders. Join us as we go on a raid. We're going to raid someone new today. We're going to go and raid Sour Kool-Aid Show, who we've not raided before. So let's head in. I want to see the follow train pop in and fill the chat with love and hype, please. Let's do the thing. Until next time, everyone, keep evoking emotions. This is it for the week. We'll be back now on Monday at 2 p.m. EST, and we'll be back right here at the same time next week for more Fading Footsteps. We will catch you later on. See you later. Bye.